My version of the Aristocrats joke. Alright, kicker. So, this family desperately wants to be on television. They desperately want to be famous. And this father, it's more of the father's passion than it is the rest of the family's. This father decides that he's going to take his children and his wife to a talent agent and see them what they've got. Because he's been getting ready for this his entire life, the father has. So he heads over to the talent agency, and the talent agent has been seeing a lot of people that day. A lot of people that day. The new Predator movie out, whatever. And the father is practically the very far back end of the line of all the auditions. And by the time he gets up, the man says, please, I don't want to have anything to do with auditions today. I really freaking don't. Well, can't you come back tomorrow and we'll deal with this? No, you don't understand. This is completely my life's passion. I have to audition for you. I know I have the absolute most wonderful trick my family can possibly do for you. The most perfect act. And he says, are you serious about this? Oh yes, yes. Alright, I'll give you a couple of minutes in order to, do whatever the hell you're going to show me. And that's it, you're the last one I'm taking today. Oh, thank you so very much. So the dad backs up, and his family stands in line. The father, the mother, the daughter, older daughter, the son, and the baby. So, and the father has the dog on a leash, too. So they all stand there, and they stand in a perfect line, and 1, 2, ready, go. The father reaches over, grabs his wife by the back of the head, runs forward, and slams her head as hard as he possibly can right down on the man's desk. Reaches back, kicks her behind the knees, and forces her down on the knees, and slams her face into it again one more time. Holding her face down, he takes his other hand and completely unzips. Holding his wife's bloody face up, her nose is broken, she got a bruise over one eye, and her lip looks busted. And he holds his wife's face up and pulls himself out. The guy's not exactly that well hung. He's probably only about 5, maybe 4.5 inches. And the guy reaches over and forces his wife's bloody face on his cock. And he sits there and he starts pumping her head up and down. Now suck it, bitch! Suck it! The wife is right there on the knees, bloody face directly at the table leg, at the head of the table, sitting there sucking her husband's sucking the husband's bloody dick. And the children are just standing there, completely stone cold, set faces. And the husband and wife go at this for about 10, 15, 20 seconds. And the husband pulls his wife right off his dick and tosses her down to the floor. He reaches over and rips his wife's dress completely off, right there in front of his 3 children. His children standing perfectly still, stone-cold faces like statuesques. Rips his wife's clothes off, puts her over doggy style, right down in front of his kids, lined up like soldiers. The man leans over his desk. The talent agent's leaning over his desk. A little bit speechless right now. He was completely taken off guard when the man rammed his wife's head into the table. And the wife's blood is just spilling out onto the floor. Her nose is broken. It's pouring and gushing. Her lips swollen and her eyes busted up. It might even be cracked. Orbital socket might be cracked. The husband did hit her pretty hard.
Right.
So he takes his wife and lifts it up, and he lifts his dick right up against her pussy. And he looks at it for a second. And at the last moment, he takes his fist, reach up, hits his wife right at the base of the spine, and she jerks down a little bit back on her knees, and he rams it as awkwardly and crookedly as he can right into her ass. The wife screams out in this yelp of pain.
Sounded good. I like that. It sounded kind of familiar, but it was really good.
The wife screams out in a yelp of pain as a little bit of crap, a little bit of shit, shoots right up and hits the guy right in the belly button as soon as he shoves it in. The guy's got a really hairy belly button, kind of like this. Well, a hell of a lot more than this.
Bloop.
And he's not exactly, physically fit either. The guy's a little overweight. He's got a bit of a saggy pot belly. And that load of shit just hits right in the dead center of his stomach, almost to his belly button. And the wife starts ramming into his wife. Now, his wife ain't never been cornholed before, so he has no real idea what's going to happen here. This was all saved up for this trick. This has got to be the best trick he's ever performed in his life, so he has to make it perfect. His wife has to be an asshole virgin.
This sounds so familiar.
His wife has to be a perfect asshole virgin. And he starts ramming in on her. Well, his wife didn't warn him last night that she had gone out to eat because the baby wouldn't go to sleep, and she decided she was going to stop at Taco Bell for a little midnight snack. And she got herself 3 bean burritos. Those 89-cent bean burritos at that. Those are the good ones. And she was feeling a little indigestive that day. And all the way there in the car, she'd been packing herself down because she had a little bit of indigestion. So as the husband starts ramming right as hard as he can into his wife's ass, she starts to shit. She's got a little bit of diarrhea. Taco Bell had went right through the night before. Her husband got him up really early that morning to head out. She didn't have time to use the bathroom. And, she's really been holding it in the entire time they were standing in line. So she starts shitting all over her husband's dick. And the husband doesn't exactly realize this yet. And he's got his wife right in front of his kids, completely wrapped around the waist. And he's ramming as fucking hard into this woman as he possibly can. And as he's working on this bitch, start pulling her up a little higher, looking down, shit on my dick, man.
Well, when you're at that point, you can actually smell it. It's hard to keep a hard one after that.
Holy shit, there's shit on my dick, man. Okay. Grabs his wife by the shoulders and practically holding her, digging his hands right into the nape in the bone of her shoulders, almost picking her completely up off the ground, slamming her as hard as he possibly can, right down on his dick.
I'm so glad you got this on film.
And his wife was an asshole virgin, so he ripped her open a little bit too when he went in. And she's starting to bleed a little. She's starting to bleed a little bit on this one. And the dad's saying, yeah, this is going pretty good. So he's now got a shitty and bloody dick. His kids, still standing there, completely stoic, like soldiers. And the guy starts going, he's going on telling his wife, she's shitting all over him. And he finally, and he finally pulls her right off his dick and throws her almost completely up against the wall, shaking the guy's diplomas that are hanging on this wall. So he looks over and he sees his son. His son's about 12 years old, maybe 13. He says, grabs his son by the hair of the head and pulls his son down, slamming the son's jaw right against his knee. As soon as he hits his son's jaw right against his knee, he pulls his son up, lifts his dick up, and shoves his son's face right into his sack. And his son's just sitting there.
On my album.
His son.
This is gonna be an extra.
His son's face is right in the middle of his fucking scrotal sack, almost right there at the nape of his gooch, at the nape of his taint, and his asshole. And his son's right there, and he's just still got this stoic look on his face, right? And he's rubbing his son's head all around his cock and ball, right? All over his cock. Now his son, the cock is pretty damn bloody and shitty right now. Might even be a little bean hanging off the tip of it.
Right on. Keep going.
And the son's getting his face full of his dad's cock, his mom's shit, and his mom's blood, and a little bit of his dad's pre-cum